What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with another video. So I did check out the Elimination Chamber 2022, and I'm giving you guys my predictions on the show as a whole and what I liked and what I didn't like. And at the very end, I will rate or give you guys a ranking on how good was this pay-per-view and whatnot. So the first match, it was The Miz versus Rey Mysterio. And we already knew Rey Mysterio was going to win this. But for some reason, I picked The Miz to win because I feel like he's been losing a lot in his feud with Edge. And I feel like they probably would have given him the win here. But that was not the case. So they did give Rey the win. And later in the show, he kind of was on the phone with somebody and it kind of teased the it might be like a tag match between them two. I'm not looking forward to it. I really wish we got Rey versus Dominic at WrestleMania, but I feel like they're gonna hold off on that match until probably like SummerSlam or something like that. So, it looks like we're gonna get a tag match between those two at WrestleMania, and I'm gonna be honest, I really don't care. I really wish Dominic. I just hope and Dominic gets pushed. He desperately. I'm kind of enjoying some of his stuff that he's doing. I just feel like he needs to get away from his father to be on his own. But I know it's gonna be a while before they actually split them up, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be Rey's retirement match for sure. So hopefully they go with that route for his retirement match. But in the next match, the opening match, which I was kind of shocked about because I didn't think it was gonna be the opening match. I thought it was gonna be one of the Elimination Chamber matches. But it was Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Goldberg. We already knew Goldberg was not winning that. It makes no sense in the world to have Goldberg win the championship. Now, I will say this: it's like some of you, I was kind of nervous or had flashbacks because every time he faces someone in Saudi Arabia for a Universal Championship, he always wins. He did it with the Fiend, and he was undefeated until he faced him. And I was thinking maybe they're probably going to try to do that again, hopefully. But I'm glad they did not do that. I wanted it to be a squash match. Now, I wouldn't say it was technically a squash match, but it was the closest that we got to a squash match. Roman Reigns choked him clean out. That was it. He didn't need he definitely showed he did not need the bloodline to defeat Goldberg. So, thank you that they went that route. Then the next match was for the women. It was the Women's Elimination Chamber match with the number one contendership on the line for Becky at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. In this match, I feel like the match was kind of rushed. Comment down below. Do you guys feel like the match was kind of rushed and they feel like they should gave them a little bit more time? But I do feel like that match was rushed. Now I do like the fact that they went the right route and gave the win to Bianca Belair because she was the only one that really needed that win right now. Now, in the match, you had Nikki ASH and Liv Morgan started. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss starting. Now, that was a pairing I really wanted to see start off the match because you know how like they did? They had the person that came out last being one of the pods, but it kind of was confusing. I didn't know what they were doing. I don't know if they was changing the format or that was just for that particular night because they usually don't do that when they have a limited chamber. So that was kind of confusing. And then when you got to the match, you had Alexa Bliss. She had her own pod, which she had the little swing set in. That was kind of cringe in my opinion, but it is what it is. It's WWE. They're always cringe for the most part when it comes to their video. Well, their content, what they do is a lot of cringe stuff. So it was not to be expected. It was to be expected actually. But then the match started. We had Nikki ASH and Liv Morgan start. It was okay. The little exchange that they had. Then Rhea came in. It was Doudrop that came in next, and she started cleaning house, and she started beating everybody up. And then Nikki ASH tried to be like partners with her, and then that didn't go anywhere. And then Rhea Ripley came in. She didn't defeat, but she pinned Nikki ASH right off the bat, little to no time. And then you had, which was one of my favorite spots, Liv Morgan pinned Doudrop. That's a huge one for her. Even though she didn't win the match, but she did get a good showing and a nice spotlight with that elimination because no one would have expected her to be the one to do. Everybody thought it would probably be someone like maybe Bianca or Rhea But the fact that Liv Morgan was the one to eliminate her, that was kind of huge. And then you came down, and then you had like, I thought we were gonna get like some type of 2-on-2 type of action in there when it came down to Rhea. It was Rhea and Bianca, and then you had Liv and Alexa. I really wanted to see that, but unfortunately that didn't happen. They just basically picked Alexa and Liv up and just threw them right back down. And then next thing you know, Alexa Bliss hits Twisted Bliss on Liv Morgan, eliminates her. Then basically, I think what happened was Alexa hit a DDT, I think, on Rhea, and then that then Bianca, she picked her up and then hit her with the KOD, pinned her 1, 2, 3. Then it came out to the final two, Alexa Bliss and Bianca, which some people were kind of shaken about because they was feeling like maybe they might swerve us and give it to Alexa. But here's the thing, she just came back. It wouldn't make sense for her to have the win. If she was to come back, right, and she wanted to be in the Elimination Chamber, it would suit her better if it was for the SmackDown Women's Championship, because you have history between Alexa and Charlotte, because before she went under all this therapy, she was the last person she fought at what was it? I think Extreme Rules, and then it would make sense because you can have her get her revenge on the person that sent her into this whole therapy and everything, and get her revenge. She wins, and then bing bada boom. But she's facing Ronda at Mania, so that's the reason why that's not gonna happen. So it is what it is. They did made the right decision and give Bianca the win. Now she's going on to face Becky for the Raw Women's Championship at Mania, and she gets her comeuppance, and she gets her revenge, and she wins the championship back. I also heard it said that they were just going to probably hold off on her and wait until SummerSlam, where it will be the 1-year anniversary since she lost that championship. She lost to Becky and have her win 1 year later. That would have been a good story if you wanted to go that route, but I'm kind of glad that they're kind of going with it right now, because you don't know what can happen between now and then up until SummerSlam. So it's good that they're striking right now, so it is what it is. Next match was Naomi and Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. In this match, it is what it was. She had her hand tied, but she really didn't have her hand tied behind her back, because if you looked at the match, it were points in the match where her hand was on her side, so she still had some leeway to really use her other arm even though it was tied. So that kind of defeated the whole purpose. And then you had her win. But I did like the fact that they gave Naomi a good showing in this match. Hopefully they continue to push her post-Mania and see where it goes. Maybe have her face Ronda or something like that. I would love to see that match, or I don't know. But I do think she's due for another push. So hopefully after Mania they start to push her again and see where it goes. But yeah, I did like the fact that they gave Naomi a good showing this match. So the next match that they did was Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. We already knew Happy Corbin was going to get involved. It was a false count anywhere match. Means no disqualifications or none of that. So you already knew he was going to get involved. He got involved immediately as the match started. Within the early get-go of this match, he was a factor throughout the majority of the match until it. And then one thing I will remember for this match is that spot that Madcap Moss, he hit his head. That was scary. If when you watch wrestling like that, when something like that happens, that is when you put up the X for real. That is when you put up the X. Because I thought he would probably have a concussion or something. The doctor needed to come check on him. But he did earn some of my respect for simply continuing to go through that match after a spot like that. So he did earn a little bit of my respect. But in the end, the right person won. Drew McIntyre won. I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to him facing Happy Corbin at Mania. Get this story over with, have him face Roman, and then go from there. But he won. It is what it is. The next match was Lita versus Becky. I like this match. Well, it was okay. It was a good one. It was right in the middle for me, because I'm glad that they kind of gave Lita a good showing. Even though she lost, which we already knew, they still gave her a good showing, and then even though she lost, they still had her have a stand ovation. So hopefully we'll get to see her a little bit more on our television screens in the future. Maybe have her be on like a Edge type of deal, or she comes for like some of the bigger pay-per-views and helps some of the other talent out. I would love to see that. One dream match I would like to see is Liv Morgan versus Lita. I feel like that match will be interesting because you have a dynamic right there. So we'll just have to see where that goes. And then in the next match was the SmackDown Tag Titles, which didn't even happen. It was just like the Viking Raiders were coming down. They got attacked by the Usos, and then they were beaten up by the Usos. And then it ended in a well, I wouldn't say no DQ, but the match did never took place, so it never happened. So I'm pretty sure that match is probably going to take place on this week's SmackDown, but it is what it is. And then in the final match of the pay-per-view, here's where I got a little upset. So, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match, you had a lot of great talent in this match. You had Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Riddle, Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, and Brock Lesnar. And in this match, Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship yet again. Now, here's some of my points that I will say that I liked about the pay-per-view, right? About this match. You kind of protected Bobby Lashley. But also, he had to take off. He's going to be taken off for like about 4 months or something like that. So he's not going to probably be at Mania. And that's one of the reasons why they took the championship off him. But still, it did not make sense for him to hold the championship for 3 weeks just for Brock Lesnar to take it right back. Now, I have been seeing reports that they're going to probably try to extend this feud if they can. And maybe they have another match down the line where Brock is going to win. I can definitely see that happening. But I really hopefully Bobby Lashley recovers and comes back better than ever. And I will also say this. Austin Theory earned all of my respect. He earned all of my respect with what he did in that Elimination Chamber match. He basically was the only one that gave even some offense to Brock. And that's one. Two, you had him, he's the youngest, he was probably like one of the younger stars, and you had him be the final two. That's simply pushing him. And the fact that he took an F5 off the top of the chamber, nearly almost at the top of the chamber, he earned all my respect. Because he literally basically died. Brock Lesnar killed him, if I'm being honest. He killed him. You F5 somebody nearly 15 to 20 feet in the air. You killed them. You killed the man. That is murder. Saudi Arabia just witnessed a murder on their hands. But what I don't like, here's the thing. I understand that they want Brock versus Roman because that's the marquee match. But there was more than that was him winning the Rumble match. It doesn't matter because you could have built somebody up. Have them win the Rumble. Have somebody like AJ or Seth or Riddle win the Royal Rumble. You can still have Brock. Brock should have beaten Bobby. You would still have them go on to face each other for the championships at Mania. What you could have did, whoever won the Royal Rumble can be added into that match. Or they can pick who they want at night one. But it would be even better. You won the Rumble. You get to face both champions at Mania in one match and have the opportunity to win both championships. Something that has not been done on the men's side. It happened with Becky because she won both championships, won the Rumble. You can replicate that for the men's side. But it's because WWE wants to keep pushing their own agenda and pushing everybody at the side just for Brock and Roman. And if you're looking at the current roster right now, there's only two main eventers. It's Brock and Roman. Nobody else is on their level or even a threat to be a main eventer to take any of their championships. And it's sad that they keep doing this over and over again. This is my question. At what point does WWE understand when these people can't go anymore, you're going to have to rely, you have no choice but to rely on the roster that you have right now. You have no choice but to rely on them. And the fact that you're showing them that it doesn't matter how hard you work in the company. If you're not Brock, if you're not Roman, if you're not Ronda Rousey, or the Four Horsewomen, you are not getting pushed. You're not gonna get any show. You're not gonna get any screen time. Nothing. What you do in there, it doesn't matter because you're not them. And it's said that that's kind of the point, the way things are, because it doesn't have to be like that, but because he wants it to be like that, it's gonna be like that. And the thing is, I don't like Brock. You literally squashed everybody. Seth was the first person to go. I was shocked that he was the first to go because he has history with Brock Lesnar. He's beaten him twice. He beat him at WrestleMania 35 and he beat him at that year's SummerSlam. So the fact that he was the first one to go was shocking. And when you seen him come out, you knew it was the end. Before that, Bobby, he was taken out because he had a concussion, which happened where Seth powerbombed Austin Theory into the pod where it knocked, I think he kind of hit his head on one of the things that was down there. So that kind of gave him a concussion and that rid him out of the match. But when Brock came in, I was like, you know what? It's done. None of these people are going to win this match. It was predictable. Now, I feel like if they wanted the show to be predictable, everybody thought Brock was going to win and it happened. They should have somebody else that was not, they didn't expect to win. Which would have probably helped the pay-per-view a little bit. And the fact that you had him just go in there, hit F5s, one F5, and boom. He goes in there, picks up Seth Rollins, F5, you're gone. Does the same thing. He hits Riddle, F5, you're gone. He does it to AJ, F5, you're gone. And now it's down to the final two. Brock and Austin. This man picked up Austin Theory, hit him with a brutal suplex that I thought almost broke his neck. And the fact that he low blowed him, and it was kind of funny that because I never seen anybody do that from my experience, running around the chamber itself. That was kind of funny. Now, he low blowed Brock. He hit a move, tried to pin him, 1, 2, kicked out, and that was that. Then he kept running around. He almost escaped the chamber itself, which was, I was like, is he literally going to climb out of the chamber? But Brock, being Brock, he sprinted to this man. Within like 3 seconds later, he's already right there with Austin Theory. He started banging his head against the pod. I thought he was about to throw him through the chamber. But no, he just kept banging his head. He picked this man up around 15 to 20 feet in the air and F5s this man off the chamber. Literally killing this man. Now, we already knew, once that happened, he was done. You ain't kicking out of that. And he proceeded to go down the chamber, covers Austin Theory. 1, 2, 3. Brock is the new champion. And the fact that it didn't need to happen, it was more ways to, you didn't even have to have him in this match. You could have had the Elimination Chamber match be for something else. Like, it just defeats the whole Royal Rumble. You had him lose the championship, win the Rumble, have his opportunity secured to face Roman at the Universal Championship, and then you have him go back to Raw, win the WWE Championship to make it. It makes no sense, bro. What was the whole point of having Brock lose to begin with? Because that opportunity for the Royal Rumble should have been for somebody else to possibly add it to the match or have a one-on-one opportunity at night 1 for 1 of the championships. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you're not Roman or not Brock. You have no chance. You're just basically dead in the water, and you have no direction. Like, I just don't understand it. I don't. I really don't. But those are my thoughts and opinions on Elimination Chamber. And before I do go close this video, I did say I was gonna rank the pay-per-view, and I will give this pay-per-view a solid 5. It was mid. It wasn't the worst, but it was nowhere near the best. It was in the middle. The best Saudi Arabia pay-per-view is going to go to last year's Crown Jewel. That was my favorite Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. I'm not pretty sure that none of the pay-per-views that they do inside are gonna live up to that. But those are my thoughts and opinions on Elimination Chamber. Like, comment, subscribe if you are new. Hit the post notification bell so you know about every video I post. Also comment down below what are your thoughts and opinions on Elimination Chamber. I would like to have a discussion with you guys. But I will see you guys in the next video.